Cumia has finally broken his silence on the compound censored merger and why Gavin had to fire everybody. Let's hear what he has to say about it.
Cerberus loyalist? Cerberus loyalist. Thank you. Hi, Ant. I hope you're doing well. Why did you have Gavin fire everyone so nonchalantly? This is a huge question I've been getting for quite some time.
Wonder why.
And I guess I should answer it now since everyone's here. The talk of a merger between Compound Media and Censored TV, which is Gavin's joint, was going on for quite a while. Years. Literally years.
Years. Okay, so we saw this coming, and we had plenty of time to let everybody know. Good, good. I'm sure that's what happened.
Gavin has been approaching me, and we have talked at length about how we would merge the companies, what that would look like, all of it. And my one thing was like,
but somehow this is still how it went down. We've talked about this for years, but somehow this is how it goes down.
I don't know. I just want to keep this going the way it is. I like everyone I work with. We're all having such a good time. It's not killing me. This is great.
It's not killing me. This is exactly why O&A blew up the way it did. Because rather than Anthony confront Opie about his problems that he has with him, he's just going to text Jimmy, oh, the cunt won't even look at me. Oh, whoops, he texted Opie that. Oh, no. And he's still doing this all these years later. Oh, I don't want to confront my friends. Oh, what if there's an argument and then my tummy will hurt, like when mom and dad fought?
Right. I love it. Then it got to the point where just this past January, my finance guy called me and goes, hey, I need 50 grand from, my bank, my personal money, my money, $50,000. I need 50 grand.
I hate it when that happens. Oh, shoot, 50K loss just came up out of nowhere in my business. That's a good business owner right there.
And, for payroll and logistics for Compound Media, bandwidth charges, rent for the studio, everything. I need 50 grand. And then I went, I hate this. I wish it was better. But okay, all right.
No shit.
And we were grossing a shitload of money, as Gavin has pointed out. You probably know that from what Gavin has said. Compound Media was a $1 million a year company. So I'm like, okay, I'll make the transfer into the Compound Media account, and 50 grand, you can do that. Because that had happened before. And I'm like, okay, don't care. I'm having a great time. I do shots with fucking Gino at Sullivan's. I love walking in and doing Chrissy's show, and we hang out. And Garrett, Drew, Steve, we laugh our balls off. Yeah. To me, that was worth $50,000.
Really? That was worth $50,000. But then all of a sudden, $50,000 does matter just months later.
Until April rolled around of the same year. January, February, March, April. And my finance guy goes, I need $50,000. And I go, huh?
Like, did you just think it would never come up again? Oh, I'm sure that was just a one-off. We lost $50,000. I don't need to look into why that happened. Let's just let it ride.
What? You say Barracuda. People go, huh? What? You say $50,000. So I really had to start reconsidering the Gavin Censored TV Compound Media merger. Because what the merger would bring was a distribution system that was a fuckload cheaper, redundancy in employees. You got producers and
just like a business structure that made sense for what you were doing.
Runners and computer people and all that. That would now you could cut that cost, and I had to do it. There was no other option.
Yeah, no shit. We all knew you had to do it for the longest time.
And by the way, I was doing the 50 grand thing like that for 2 fucking years. I wasn't just going, uh-oh, my money's coming out of my pocket. Fire these fucking pieces of shit.
Okay, so again, he's just saying he saw it coming from a mile away, but still could not let anybody know.
Do that. I was paying everybody. Very well, by the way. I defy you. And by the way, it's not even a thing that I would just say. It's so true. And it was such a good fucking place to work. You could ask any of the people that were fired, and they'll tell you the same thing. You think Gas Digital?
Just bragging about how he can't run a business, so he doesn't understand that you have to take in more money than you have in expenses.
Is paying their employees what I was paying people at Compound Media for 10 fucking years? No. For 2 years, I was looking at, the red line on the
Saw it coming for 2 years.
Income bracket, and I kept it going for 2 years. I was hoping something might happen. We might get.
Oh, hope and change, the Obama solution. In fairness, Anthony was definitely a fan of all Obama's hope and change stuff, so this makes sense.
Some heat from something or anything. But it wasn't bothering me because I was having a fucking pisser with these guys. The funnest group of people you'll ever hang out with. Talented, funny, and I love them. But it just got to the point where, look, I'm semi-retired at this point. I got to pay my mortgage. I want to buy things if I want them. I want to live a nice life for the rest of my life. So the idea of shelling out $50,000
So suddenly you realized you have to run the business, actually.
every 3 months wasn't conducive with where I was in my life.
It's not
now,
for
the point
anybody.
you made, and I'm not avoiding the question, why did Gavin fire everybody? I wasn't thinking about the merger until after I got down here to South Carolina. I'd been up to New York numerous times.
You just told us about how you saw this coming for years. What are you talking about?
I think those guys saw something coming with the firing of other shows.
We all did.
I was down in South Carolina. I'm not saying, hey, you should have known what was coming. They kind of knew. I've talked to them. I'm not on the outs with these guys. How Gavin turned out to find out, the merger had gone through, and Gavin's company, Censored, was taking over the logistical end of it. I still do my show. I'm a partner in the company. I'm not an employee. But I was.
So if you're a partner, you have a say in how things are done. If you were an employee, it would kind of make sense that Gavin takes the lead because he's like, hey, back down, Anthony. I'm running things now. But that's not what happened. You said you're a partner, so you should have a say on how the decisions are made. And personally, I would say, hey, these are my guys. I got them into this situation. Let me let them down. I'm not going to have somebody else do my dirty work when I got us into this situation. I'm going to man up and do what I need to do to make up for my shortcomings.
Not the guy that all of a sudden was in charge of hirings and firings. But I was, because I was here in South Carolina. If I was in New York, I'd have been in the studio when that happened. But I was in South.
Oh, shoot. How convenient. You saw it coming for 2 years, but the week it goes down, you're out of state. Bummer. I'm sure you really did want to fire them in person, though. It was just a logistical, unfortunate series of events.
South Carolina. And I was on the Zoom meeting when that happened. And Gavin explained to everybody the situation. This is what it is. There was a merger, and some of you
Another
people
man
are not
did it
going
for
to
you.
be employed by this new entity anymore. There's not, for everyone that gives me shit about it and says, why did you do this? What is that? Will you leave these guys out? Talk to the actual people involved. Myself, Gavin, Garrett, Drew.
Hey, just because people are nice to you doesn't mean you did the right thing, right? They like you. They've been your friends for a while. They don't want to blow it up because, yeah, we all saw it coming. So it doesn't make sense for them to get mad at you and blow this up. And, especially because he goes on to say that, he gave him some of the old equipment that he's not using anymore, which, better than nothing. But RTU gave Jay his old laptop, and look how that ended up, right? And it's just ridiculous. And also, I mean is that he's Tony Two Shirts, but this is not allowed. You cannot have the undershirt going past the overshirt. It's literally a law. What are you doing? It's not allowed. But yeah, Anthony Cumia, his hands were tied. There was nothing he could do about it. The only way this possibly could have gone down is by Gavin spur of the moment firing everybody. But, that's how it goes sometimes, I guess, when you don't want to confront anybody or face the facts. See ya.